What is up everybody, Scratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Now for whoever has been following the pattern on events, on summoning events, you know that every second week we have a 10x on specific champions. Every other second week we have a 2x on specific shards, to say like this. This weekend we have a 10x on a bunch of champions, guys. We have a pretty good amount of epic champions, legendary champions. We do have the top of the meta at the moment in the game, guys. We're gonna talk about that in a second. First, I do want to say that we have another event. One of a kind is the first of this kind, to say like this. So basically, we had double sacred shards this past weekend, right? Well, Platinum decided to give you a slap in the face and bring you a special event this week, guys. We have a special event on Sacred Shards right after the double Sacred Shards weekend. Yes, the rules are simple. Summon champions using Sacred Shards while the event is active, and you are guaranteed to get Hellier by your 15th Sacred Shard. Awesome, I just opened all my shards, all my sacred shards, together with everybody that's watching this video. Remember, if you do happen to summon a Hellier from your shards before your 15th sacred shard, easy, your event will end. And summoning Hellier on your 15th sacred shard won't reset your mercy system counters. Thank you so much, that's very important. I feel like I only need 10 more sacreds to pop out of nowhere till tomorrow or the end of the weekend. But honestly, leaving the joke and the sarcasm on the side, guys, I feel like it's really disrespectful from them to manage these events in this manner, like straight after the double sacred shard to bring this out. Why not bring it, for example, next week, right? When people will have some saved shards rather than just straight after the 2x. What's gonna happen in the next event? After the double voids, we're gonna have guaranteed Sifi from 100 void shards 2 days after the double X voids, when everybody opened the shards, just so they're ripping us all off. I understand it's a business, they gotta make money, but this is not the way to approach your customer, it's not the way to manage this sort of events. And I'm gonna end it here, really let down by this decision. Honestly, it feels like all of them, all the people that are doing these events, they have one thing in mind only: money, and they don't see anything around them, you know? Like, you gotta find the right balance in between getting the money from the people and giving them something, making them spend the money, you know? Like, you gotta find the right balance. It's pretty much like customer service all over the world. It has a balance. Well, I'm gonna stop crying and move over to the 10x champions. We do have the superstar of the show, guys, and it's no one else but Warlord. You heard me right, we have a 10x on Warlord, and he's the only Void Legendary champion in this 10x. So no other wonky, weird Void Legendaries like a Init with Bloodwind to screw you over in there, to ruin your chance of getting Warlord. So yes, Warlord. What's so good about Warlord? Well, overall, he's definitely my #1 most favorite champion in the entire game, and he's been like this probably since day one. I always wanted the Warlord. It took me a while to get him, but once I got him, honestly, how I said, his kit is well built all around. You can run him everywhere in the game, dungeons, clan boss, arena, whatever you need from him, he's gonna be there and help you out. Crazy good base stats, right? But this skill right here with the new AI fixture, guys, where we can actually set it, this skill right here, it wrecks arena at the moment. Honestly, like, it puts everyone in terror. People are scared, they're running away when they're seeing a Warlord in arena. They're literally grabbing their bag and they start running when they see a Warlord because they get so scared of this skill right here. Attacks all enemies, 100% chance to put each target's skills on cooldown, and a 60% chance to fully deplete each target's star meter. Amazing CC skill, the best CC skill in the entire game. His A2, block debuffs on all allies for 1 turn, places a shield buff on all allies equal to 30% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns, heals all allies by 25% of their max HP. You can build him super fast with a bit of accuracy and resistance. Honestly, so many different builds for Warlord out there. Depends by what exactly you want to do with him, if he's for arena, if he's for dungeons, if he's for Doom Tower, but honestly, all around, he's an amazing champion. The next champion we have on the list, and is no one else but Rock Sam. So I personally don't have the champion, but honestly, I wouldn't waste shards in trying to get this specific champion, right? I feel like he's just not bringing that much overall with his kit for my account. But for a lot of you guys out there that don't have a debuffer, a defense down weaken, AoE, He's not a bad champion. Now with the AI fixture, you can actually make his kit to go a bit all around. He has pretty good base stats for an attack champion. He has a crit rate aura for the Doom Tower battles. His passive places block debuffs, strengthen on this champion for 1 turn, and a 15% continuous heal for 2 turns whenever they receive a Veil or a Perfect Veil. His A2, while under Veil, attacks all enemies, AoE defense down and weaken, and decreases the cooldown of the jungle ambush, which is this one right here, by 2 turns. If he's not under a Veil or Perfect Veil, he still attacks 1 enemy only and places defense down and weaken on that. So kind of you want him to run this skill first. Attacks 1 enemy, fills this champion's turn meter by 50%, 100% chance to stun on the target for 1 turn when attacking while under Veil or Perfect Veil, 100% chance to place sleep on the target while attacking without a Veil, places Perfect Veil on this champion for 2 turns after attacking without a Veil or Perfect Veil. So you use this skill, then you move over to the A3, and then you have a defense down and weaken AoE. His A1 attacks 1 enemy, a 50% chance of filling this champion's turn meter by 10%, also a 50% chance to place a Perfect Veil buff on this champion for 1 turn if the attack is critical. Of course, fully booked, the chance goes a bit higher. But that's Roxem right here. Decent champion, how I said. Personally, I would not go crazy for a Roxem. The next champion we have on the list, guys, is definitely an amazing champion. He got a bit power creeped in terms of damage, but in terms of the rest, not at all. Big Gun, or aka Big Gun, pretty good base stats for an attack champion as well. Good speed for a big guy like him. Increases ally accuracy in dungeons by 90. I think it's the highest accuracy dungeon aura in the entire game. His A3 attacks all enemy 2 times, decreases the turn meter by 25%, has a 55% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. So he's a full AoE champion, attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance to place a stun debuff for 1 turn, also a 70% chance to place decreased accuracy for 2 turns. His A1 attacks 1 enemy, attacks all enemies 1 time if the first attack is critical. I love Big Gun, he carried me in dungeons. In arena, he was my nuker for a long time. Very good CC champion and pretty good damage dealer as well. The next champion we have on the list, guys, as well. I'm not a big fan of him. He was my first legendary. A lot of you guys are kind of feeling good regarding Noroc right here. Good base stats. I wish he would have had higher base defense, and then I would shut up when we're talking about Noroc. Very interesting passive, immune to stun, freeze, sleep debuffs, decreases the damage taken by all allies that are under 1 or more buffs by 15%, decreases the damage taken by all allies that are under no active buffs by 25%. Decent for clan boss. That's what some people are saying, at least. For arena, I don't really see him that good to have a damage reduction for the team, honestly, but hey, some of you guys might be feeling a bit different on him. A2 attacks all enemies, places a block buffs debuff for 2 turns. That's on a 3 turn cooldown, and this skill right here hits pretty hard, so he can actually deal some damage with this skill. His A1 attacks 1 enemy, 55% chance to place a block active skills debuff for 1 turn, all damage based on defense. That's why I would like to have this champion on a higher base defense. Currently, I'm running him in my faction war team, and that's it, but you can run him in arena, in your offense team, for example, to have this block buffs debuff. You can run him in 3v3, of course. He's not utterly trash, the champion, but decent. Now, we do have 10x on epic champions as well, right? So we have from the orcs, we have Tuhak, or however you say his name. What is he? Tuhak the Wanderer. Decent champion, nothing out of the ordinary. Decent base stats, attack-based champion, right? His aura increases ally attack in all battles by 22%. Love this sort of auras. His passive decreases the damage taken by this champion by 20% when their HP drops below 60. His A3 attacks 1 enemy, steals 50% of the target's current turn meter, has a 100% chance to place a stun debuff for 2 turns. Steals 100% of the target's turn meter if this champion has less than 50% HP when attacking. His A2 attacks all enemies, 100% chance to land decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Also places a 30% increased speed buff on this champion for 2 turns. Heals this champion by 15% of the damage inflicted if they have less than 50% HP when attacking. His A1 attacks 1 enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 30% chance of increasing the cooldown of one of the target skills by 1 turn at random. increases the cooldown of all of the target skills by 1 turn instead if this champion has less than 50% HP when attacking on each hit. Decent champion. How I said, he's not like out of the ordinary sort of CC champion, but if you don't have anything else better than him, he can work. The next champion we have on the list, of course, is from this faction as well, and he is much better. Duck the Pierced. Kind of like back with Stagnite. Awesome champions, defense-based champion, crazy good base stats, an amazing epic overall, guys. His aura increases ally defense in faction creeps by 31%. A3 places a provoke debuff for 1 turn on the target enemy. Also, a 75% chance to place provoke debuff for 1 turn on 2 random enemies. Places a 30% reflect damage buff on this champion for 2 turns and an unkillable buff on this champion for 1 turn. Awesome skill right here. Attacks all enemies, 100% chance to land attack down for 2 turns and 100% chance to land defense down for 2 turns on each critical hit. So you gotta give him full crit rate in order for that to happen, but hey, he's an awesome champion, he can deal a bit of damage as well. His A1 attacks 1 enemy 2 times, each hit has a 40% chance to place a decreased accuracy debuff for 2 turns. The next champion we have on the list is no one else but, where is he? Claude Beast Feeder. Awesome champion, increases accuracy and increases speed right here. So on all allies, his passive heals the ally with the lowest HP by 10% of their max HP at the start of this champion's turn. Pretty good base stats like 21,000 HP, 110 speed. Awesome champion for arena as well as a increased accuracy, increased speed. Places a shield buff on all allies equal to 20% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns. Good for faction wars, good for Doom Tower, good as a carry for dungeons. Attacks 1 enemy, 30% chance to place decreased crit rate buff for 2 turns. So overall, Claude, I would love the champion. I personally have him, and I do have him at 60 as well. Awesome champion overall. The next champion and the last one we have on the list, guys, is Ayox. Where is he? So Ayox the Rememberer. Pretty good champion. You can run him for clan boss, Doom Tower, faction wars. His aura increases ally accuracy in Doom Tower's battles by 60%. Pretty good base stats. His passive increases the duration of 2 random debuffs on the attacker by 1 turn when attacked. A2 attacks 1 enemy, heals all allies by 10% of their max HP, heals each ally by an extra 2.5 for each debuff on the target. His A3, sorry, I jumped straight to the A2, places a 50% decrease attack debuff on all enemies for 2 turns, also a 100% chance to decrease each target's turn meter by 20%. Places a 30% decreased crit rate debuff on the target for 2 turns if they have 50% or more turn meter after their turn meter decrease. Pretty good for clan boss. He's very similar with Steel Skull in a way or another, especially with the A1 here. Attacks 1 enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 30% chance to place a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. So poisons, a bit of a heal, increase the duration of buffs from here. So overall, definitely a decent champion. Now we do have Hellier as well, which is the champion for the sacred event, guys. Banner Lords. I made a video on this champion as well. Defense base, very similar with Ursaga. Whenever an ally that has 2 or more debuffs is attacked, this champion will absorb 30% of the damage inflicted on that ally. Crazy good base stats, right? Defense based champion, I kind of jumped over that. Increases ally resistance in all battles by 60. Transfers all debuffs from all allies to a target enemy, then attacks that enemy with a default skill. Converts this champion's resistance into additional accuracy when using this skill. A2 attacks all enemies, places a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns equal to 20% of the damage inflicted. So he needs to deal damage on arena and places like this to actually make a good shield. His A1 attacks 1 enemy, increases this champion's defense by 5%. If this attack is critical, stacks up to 20%. Will also heal this champion by 75% of their defense after attacking if their defense has already been increased by 20%. This skill right here is not very powerful. It doesn't have a very powerful heal, but overall I would want him for this passive right here for arena. I might try to get him if the clan boss is kind to me and it gives me 5 sacred shards out of nowhere. I don't really buy sacred shards. I kind of hate doing that because you get so many chickens, but Do let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of the event, of the way Platinum is handling it? What do you think of the 10x? Anyone is gonna go crazy for Warlord or no? I do appreciate all of you guys watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe for more content, turn on notifications to see when we upload next, and I'll see you all soon on another video. Till then, peace out.